1. We are live. What is going on, everyone? Thank you all so very much for hanging out with me. Anybody that's here at this time, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Anybody that's watching this on the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We just didn't have it today. We didn't have enough firepower. I said one of the reasons why I like Miami, and I even talked about this in the video that I posted earlier. I thought we could beat Miami because Miami can't score. Denver can score. They can shoot three ball. They got Joker. Joker didn't really even have to score a lot, but if he needed to, he could have. This was just not the same matchup as Miami. Guys didn't really step up the way that we had hoped. Granted, they have played a bunch of games lately, so you can't really knock them too much. Russ had a terrible first half. He really picked it up in the second half. Ended up finishing 10 of 21. But he was 0-7 to start, missed a bunch of free throws. I don't know what's going on with him with free throws. He was really good in the beginning of the season, but he finished with 25. You had Thomas Bryant with 17 and 10. He had a double-double. He was great for us tonight. Max Christie showed out. He balled out and had his career high, 2 or 3 from threes. Just solid player, man. He's really promising, was getting to the hole as well, taking guys on his back. I really like to see that. Dennis Schroeder, he had a rough night, which sucked because we kind of needed that. From Schroeder. We needed like a 25-point a game from Schroeder, but he didn't. He chimed in with 14, but he was 3 of 13 from the field, which is never good. Kendrick Nunn had a solid game. He shot 40%. Not great from 3. He was 2 of 7, and he had a couple plays where I was like screaming at the TV over Kendrick Nunn. He had that one play where like he literally brought the ball up and then like was just dribbling all over the court, almost lost it 3 times, and then ran into the corner and like tried to like, oh, I'll show you, and jack up a 3. And I was like, what are you doing, dude? I was like, pass the ball, right? So anyway, it was a rough game. You're gonna have some, you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. Lakers still have been great. I do expect this to bounce back. I imagine LeBron will be back the next game because we got like 3 days off or whatever, I believe, or give him 3 days off. So hopefully that's the case and he'll be back. But diving into it, Russ got to be better. I agree. Russ definitely gets a piece of the blame for this pot. Yeah, I agree. Like first half, he was really bad first half. Max is the only bright spot tonight. I wouldn't say he's the only bright spot, but yeah, he was definitely a huge one. He might have been the brightest spot. 7 turnovers for Russ. Shot bad from the field. He's got to be way better, especially without LeBron. It's that simple. He shot 48% finished, but he did take several bad shots, and he was 0-7 to start, which was really bad. He really picked it up in the second half, but at that point we were already getting smacked, so that wasn't good. But yeah, a couple bad shot selections and 7 turnovers. Several of those turnovers weren't really his fault, and then like 2 of those turnovers were just like the refs. Like, yeah, that one where he got pushed in the back and the ref called a travel. I was like, what? Like, Joker literally pushed him. What's going on, Butt Kicker? Salute. Appreciate you being here. I think Cole can be a nice player next to Bron and AD with more time. Yeah, I don't think he's ready yet. Even in this game, there were times where he just looked lost. And if he's not shooting the lights out, he's not really contributing out there. But I do think he's a piece. Like, him, Scottie Pippen Jr., Max Christie, obviously. Those are like the 3 guys that I think could really kind of carve a role with this Laker team in the future and going forward. But they're all young. They're all rookies. It's going to take time, right? Just like anyone else. Cole can definitely get 12 to 15 minutes. I don't think he can right now. But, certain matches, certain games. Russ had 25, 7, and 7 on 48% shooting. Yes, he did, which most of that was the second half. Like I said, he was almost non-existent in the first half, which sucked. We kind of needed that. But, excuse me, especially while the game was close. But, he had a bad game. Everyone did. So, but I would have liked to see him come out blazing a little better. When Russ entered the game looking to score right away, it's not a good sign, and he's taking jump shots, not layups. But that's what you want when LeBron and AD is coming. You want Russ to be aggressive and look to score. He just wasn't knocking him down. He just, in the first half. The second half, like I said, he really picked it up in the second half. But it just seemed like it took him a little while to kind of get in the flow of things. which would suck. But I mean, this game you want Russ to be aggressive because you don't really have anybody. You don't have Austin Reeves, you don't have Lonnie Walker, you don't have Troy Brown, you don't have LeBron James, you don't have Anthony Davis. You're very limited in guys that can go and just go get you a bucket. But this shows that without LeBron and AD, we're gonna go nowhere. Yeah, I mean, LeBron and AD are the are the guys, right? Braun shouldn't have sat out tonight. No excuses. Yeah, I mean, well, it depends on the ankle. I mean, he's been dealing with the ankle all season, but yeah, it would have been nice, especially right now. You're on a 5-game win streak. Denver, I think, is a beatable team. Like, I really think that like if LeBron played, this is a game that we could have won. Even with the result we had tonight, I still think and looked at that game and was like, ah, man, this looks like something we could have won. And we have 2 days off till next week. Yeah. It's one thing if everybody plays well and you get beat, but Russ and Schroeder had to be better. I agree. They had to be better. We needed them to be better. Braun better not take a game off at least till All-Star break. Yeah, I mean, hopefully that's the that's the hope. I mean, the goal is to get him healthy by the playoffs, but we got to make the playoffs. Russ second half was great. Agreed. Again, he shot 48%. After starting Elevate. Y'all have to watch the games. Yeah, no, like I said, second half he really picked it up. I wish we would have had him in the first half. It took him a while to get back into the swing of things. If Braun's in and out is an excuse, then Russ gets no excuses. Russ doesn't have an excuse. There are no excuses. Swider looked pretty good at D. Not bad for a real first game. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't terrible. He did have a couple moments of just looking lost, but he did have a couple nice plays. He had a couple nice passes. Hit a couple shots. Like I said, I personally, I don't think we're good enough to just give him, 15 minutes a game or anything like that. I don't mind him. Like if he's like our 15th guy, like I wouldn't mind it. Like, certain spots, certain matchups, stuff like that. Maybe get him a little run, get him a little burn. But I don't think he's there yet. I don't think he needs a little time, which is understandable. I mean, he's a rookie. It's his first year. He's went undrafted. I see Max getting burnt on D every once in a while when he learns the ins and outs on defense. He's going to be a great two-way player. Yeah, I mean, dude, some of the best defenders in the league get burnt, every once in a while. It's just the intangibles he already has are just incredible. I mean, he's already an NBA-level defender. He's strictly earned minutes just on his defense. So that's been great. And now he's starting to, like, put the scoring together. If he can continue to do that, he could definitely earn some minutes. None had to play better this game. I mean, everyone had to play better. This was just a bad game. Russ and Nunn was just jacket shots. Christie is going to be a good rotation player. Great find. He is. I think he's sooner or later, maybe even sooner rather than later. I think we might be looking at our starting shooting guard for the Lakers because he's been great. Great. You must have forgot that Denver was the number 1 seed. I guess be happy we competed shorthanded. No, I mean, look, like I said, I mean, you take the bad with the good. This is kind of how you expected it to go. I don't think this was any real surprise. I think Pippen Jr. should get an honest look. I think Pippen Jr. will eventually. I don't really see it right now. I mean, all we have are point guards. Maybe if we unload a couple point guards or we unload a couple players, so if we take Evan Nunn and go get, whomever, like Boyan or something, then yeah, maybe like, hey, we could use a third point guard. Let's bring Pippen, give him a little burn. Better bench Beverly from now on. Start Christie at the 2. Yeah, seriously, I wouldn't be against that at all. Bev got hurt. Yeah. He what was it, knee or something, ankle? Wish Braun played since after this. They're off for 2 days. Yeah, no, I do too. That's what I was saying. Like it would have been nice if he played this and got a couple days. Maybe his ankle was really that messed up. I don't know. Schweider isn't bad at defense. He's just getting burnt out there. Yeah, he wasn't getting burnt out there. But Denver doesn't have a lot of like outside of like Murray. It's not. They don't have a lot of like take you off the ball guys. You know what I mean? Like it depends on who. If he's having a guard like the Jeremy Grants of the world, he's getting killed. Even when Westbrook hit his threes, I still get annoyed when he chucks up one with 14 seconds on the shot clock. Yeah, I mean, it's all circumstantial. I mean, if he's wide open, I don't mind him taking it. Obviously, if you can make another play or two, but he did take a couple bad shots. Period. Just a couple poor decisions. I get he's trying to generate something, but You know, if we had LeBron, we would have had a chance at least. I think so. It's like watching this game. This looked like a game where it was like, man, if we had LeBron James, I think we win this game. So Swider has size and potential. Sort of reminds me of Mad Dog Mark Madsen. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Look, I definitely think Swider could be a rotation piece for some time. I definitely think he's a guy that was a solid pickup. Solid pickup. As I said back in the day, the Lakers got tested and not yet, but players will learn, grow, process these, and similar experiences should go strength, bench, chemistry. I can't stand for the BS. Yeah, no, look, this is kind of how you expect it to go. You're missing essentially your starting five, right? I mean, for the most part, you're missing, LeBron, uh, Davis. You're missing Austin Reeves, Lonnie Walker, and Troy Brown. So I mean, whenever if a team, any team was missing their two best players and three of their rotation guys, starting level guys, then you're probably going to lose more than you're going to win, especially when you're playing the number one seed in the West. Without LeBron, there's no structure on offense. Yeah, at times, um, it kind of seemed like they were just trying to generate stuff out there. We could have won this without LeBron, in my opinion. I mean, I think we could have. If guys would have stepped up more, if like everyone would have played well, then yeah, I think they could have. Now it's unfortunate. Like I said, you have good games, you have bad games. You take the bad with the good. It's how it goes. It's how it goes. I was hoping to go undefeated all 2023, right? Imagine we just run the board, go like 43-0. This clown just said even when Westbrook hits a three, gets annoyed, he can't. Oh, Swider should have been getting minutes. I'm still not really big on it personally. I don't think he's ready at times. It's kind of the what's his name? Why am I blanking on his name? Oh, Duncan Robinson. There you go. I don't know why I was blanking on his name, but Duncan Robinson. It's kind of similar there. Like when Duncan Robinson is shooting the lights out, he's one of the best players on Miami. He's great, right? But when he's not, he's like a liability out there. Like that's kind of what I feel with Swider. Like like I said, certain spots, you need an offensive possession towards the end of the game or towards the end of the half or quarter or something. Get him in there, try to get him a bucket or so. Um, like I said, if he's like your 15th guy, I don't really mind it. You're on the money's at Max is going to be good. Yeah, he's going to be great. Russ got to play more decisive. That's the only issue with his shooting. He second guesses his shot. He does. He looks like he does at times too. Like especially like there's times where he's got the ball and like he like is contemplating shooting rather than just shooting it. But I don't really blame him. When you're not a good shooter, it's hard to have confidence in your shot. Spurs are 15 million over the cap. None could help them with cap. What do you think about a trade with the Spurs now? I've always liked the Spurs trade. Like I've mentioned the Spurs. I've done videos on the Spurs trade since the offseason. I don't mind it. I mean, you can make an argument the Spurs trade is the best trade because you could get Patrick Beverly. You could take if you were to trade Russ, because that was the whole idea is you trade Russ because they need to fill cap, and you'd get like a $15 million trade exception if you took Jakob Poeltl. If you don't take Jakob Poeltl, then you get like a $22 million trade exception. So essentially you could turn, Russ into McDermott, Josh Richardson, Jakob Poeltl, and then maybe like a Boyan, something like that. Like that's not bad at all. I wouldn't mind it at all. If you took Bev, the problem is if you took Nunn and Bev and traded them, you're probably just doing a 2-for-2 swap, and you're probably taking on more money, which is the problem. Unless you did Bev and Nunn for just like Josh Richardson, but at that point, you might as well, unless you're getting them for free, you might as well go and do like the Boyan deal or something. Blucka, what's going on, Blucka? Thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, all of that stuff. I really appreciate it. We're doing pretty good on subscribers. We've been climbing pretty well, which I like it. So help do your part. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Let me pull up. Let's see where we're at right now. Let's set a goal. Let's set a live stream goal. for the Irish. We're at 69-31. Can I get to 69-40? That would be awesome. Subscribe to the channel. I still don't see a better team in the West when the Lakers are fully healthy. Maybe the Pels, but they're hurt more than us. I'm not really worried about the Pels. I think their lack of experience and youth, I think, is going to be a problem for them. I really am not worried about any team in the West, if I'm being honest. Like, does that mean we're just going to run through the West? Probably not, but I like our chances. I really do. If the Lakers played more controlled, they could have won this game for sure. They could have, but when you're missing basically all your guys, it makes things a little more challenging, right? A little more challenging. Well, I guess we can be hard on guys, but remember, Kawhi and Paul George got run by 20 in that venue, yeah, or 25 in that venue, yeah. Dude, I saw a report. I want to talk about it on As It Stands, which is the mother channel to this channel. I saw a report that the Clippers are heavily considering blowing it up, that they might trade Paul George this offseason, which is pretty interesting. They could also beat D. Mitch, Mobley, Allen, and Garland. Yes. Russ has good form. That's why I don't get why he doesn't shoot his mid-range more. He used to be money from the mid-range, right? Like, he used to be really good from the mid-range. I don't know what happened. And free throw line. He was money from the free throw line, and he was money for mid-range. And I don't know what happened. He just fell off from that standpoint. And I don't know why. I don't really know why. I don't have the answer to that. It's just crazy to me because you would think that he could get it, that he'd at least be serviceable like he once was, but for whatever reason, he just can't get it worked out. What is going on? There we go. If Russ and Dennis played better, we could have had a chance. I agree. No excuses. We didn't play well, and Russ and Dennis and TB were not good. Yeah, agreed. Great. And what was Nunn doing? My boy was out jacking shots like he was in his backyard. Dude, there was a couple plays that I was screaming at the TV. Dude, pass the ball. What are you doing, man? It was driving me crazy. He did that several times. I didn't expect us to win tonight. No one should have. We put a lot of energy in the last 5 games, and LeBron was out. They were due for a fatigue game. Agreed. Yeah, which is why I'm not that disappointed. I mean, it sucks. It would have been nice to win this game. It would have been cool to come on and be oh yeah, we got the W. Probably be more people in the stream too. But it happens. What are you gonna do? So was Russ supposed to drop 40 points in 30 minutes, or am I missing something? No, not at all. Not at all. But this was let's see what we got with our Scrubs and Bryant game. Sorry, trying to get through. Here we go. JTA does need to shoot more, man. He had 3 wide open threes that he just didn't shoot. I'd rather you shoot it and miss it than just stop, because now you stop the flow of the offense, and that's a big problem. I understand you're not a great 3-point shooter. I understand you're not confident in your 3-point shooting, but you're wide open. Shoot it. I'd rather you shoot and miss it than disrupting the flow. And now we got to try to panic and take a quick shot. You mess everything up. You have a better shot of just putting it up. And then if you make it, great. If you don't, give us a chance to get the offensive rebound. I don't want them just jacking up threes to jack up threes, but you wide open, shoot it. Shoot the ball. Swider at this point is break glass case of a fire. Yeah, kind of. So he should have shot 21-21. Come on, be realistic. No, not at all. But we needed a little more from him. We really did. Sorry, trying to find. No. Hang on, bear with me a second. I just lost my place. There we go. Here we go. Sorry, I meant to say Spurs are $15 million under the cap. No, I got what you meant. I knew what you meant. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, we really did need Russ to play more under control in the first half. Huge fan, but he was a mess. Yeah, first half, like I said, was rough. He really did pick it up, though, in the second half. So I give him credit in that regard, but it would have been nice to come out and really kind of establish that from the jump, establish it from the get-go. Because it just we needed it, but it wasn't just him. I mean, everybody was just having a rough go at it. Russ staying right where he is. We just need our guys healthy. Agreed. Day-to-day fans are consistent. I have nothing else. Anyone have a bad game? Trade him. LeBron James, 89 Westbrook, Lonnie Troy. The whole damn roster has been mentioned as a trade. Really, that's usually how it goes. Russ used to have a beautiful backboard mid-range. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't either. I mean, he hit a couple of them tonight, and he's hit a couple throughout the season. But I don't know. He just I don't know what it is. He was just he had a good stretch of his career where he was like automatic from the free throw line. I mean, he shot like what 82%, I think it was, for like 3 or 4 seasons of his career. And then I don't know. It's got to be mental. It's got to be mental. He's got some sort of mental block in his shooting. There's just no confidence in it. Talking of being realistic, wasn't he given playing time because of lack of able bodies who can play? You're talking about Swider? Yeah. If you're talking about Swider, yes. Yes. Nuggets gave up a first for Aaron Gordon. Celtics gave up a first for Derek White. Why won't the Lakers give up a first for Bojan Bogdanovic? Because we're in a very different position than the Celtics and the Nuggets. But I do think that they will. The problem is that they don't want just a first. Like the Lakers offered a first for Bojan, and they said no. Right now they want a first and a young player, which we don't really have unless you're giving up Walker or Max Christie, which there's no way you're trading Max Christie. So maybe you give up Walker, but or they want other draft capital. You're not giving up 2 first-round picks for Bojan Bogdanovic. Like I like Bojan. I really have talked about how good I think he can make us and how much I really like him and how I think he would just be a perfect seamless fit on the roster we have. But it's one of those things. 42 in the chat, 2 likes, and one of them is mine. 40 you suck. Yeah, come on, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Seriously, I'd really appreciate it. You have no idea what it does and how much it helps a channel like myself. So yeah, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Can I get 9 subscribers? I'm sure there's 9 of you that aren't subscribed in the live stream. So we only needed more from Russ. Got it. No, we needed more from everybody. Everybody needed to play better. This is just a bad game all around. Yeah, it happens. Exactly. It happens. Yeah, when they cut it to 5, I got 2%. I did too. I was like, oh, here we go. All right, we in it. We back in it. And then boom, immediately they were back down like 18. And I was like, oh, man. I was like, this is going to be rough. We played really good defense on Porter and Gordon, and they only scored 20. We need a dog to stop Murray tonight, man. I mean, it's easier said than done. But like I said, you're gonna have those games. Even if we did have LeBron and let's say they did lose, like you're not gonna win every single game. So, but thank you so much, Joey. I appreciate you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well. The thing I like about Swider is defenders won't leave him alone to double the driver because he's a legit 3-point threat. Just that alone opens the lanes. But yes, he's still raw. But this game won. No, I agree 100%. Like he does provide a lot of what we need. It's just if he's not having an off night, like teams might take the chance of just leaving him open. Because we see it in Miami, right? If Duncan Robinson starts like 0 of 2, 0 of 3, they'll leave him open until he proves it because he's such a streaky shooter. So that's when y'all booed him last season. That's a good point. But everyone was just trashing him. The only thing that matters is beating the hell out of Luka and the Mavs. Yeah, right. Facts. Tyler, what's going on, Tyler? Hey, Tyler. Unfortunately, as a Russ fan, we have to endure the slander when he doesn't play up expectations, bad turnovers, but the offense was one-sided. That the Nuggets know to camp for Russ pass. Yeah. Look, like I said, I mean, he didn't have the greatest game ever. He really picked it up in the second half, and I was really excited about him picking it up in the second half. I wish he would have established a little better in the first half, but like I said, nobody showed up tonight, right? I mean, Russ was the only guy to get anywhere close. Like nobody was even close to 20. Thomas Bryant had 17. Other than that, you had Nobody close to 20. Um, Russ was the sole man there, and he was trying. I mean, he went on a couple mini runs, stuff like that. So like, can't knock Russ too much. You know, why can't Lakers sign Boogie Cousins already for a 10-day contract? That are they waiting are shorthanded. They worked him out. His workout, from what I've heard, did not go very well. So everything that I've heard is that it's not looking very good with him. Um, so Man Bryant had a good game, but he was hacked so many times. He was like on the ground every other play. Yeah, dude, there was a couple plays even towards the end where like he went up and like dunked the ball and like everyone was slapping him, and it was like what? Um, Tell you why Russ doesn't use glass ego. He's trying to prove a point that he can shoot, but he can't. Went to high school with one of my daughters in Hawthorne. Couldn't shoot then. I mean, that very well could be the case. I hope that's I hope that's not what it is. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. He should go glass more definitely. Funny thing is, the best player to put next to Russ is KCP. Yeah, right. What's going on, Jay? Appreciate you being here. I already figured the outcome of this game. Yeah, I mean, come on. it was uh, it was about it. Um, let's see. Different question. Since we got spanked tonight, who are your favorites for NFL playoffs? Um, it's so like so I still think Buffalo wins the whole thing. I really do. I think Buffalo wins the whole thing if they can like get it together. They make a lot of like just silly plays and silly mistakes at times. Buffalo does, but if they can get it together, I think Buffalo's still the best team. I don't really believe in like the Eagles or anything like that. Um, yeah, I think it'll either be whoever wins between Kansas City and Buffalo. I think is the one that ends up winning the Super Bowl. That's what I think personally. Um, if you look at Boogie's workout, I did. You'll understand why he wasn't signed. Yeah, Raymond. Yeah, you were telling me that earlier, and I had a couple people tell. I haven't actually watched the workout yet, but I had like several people tell me like he looked terrible. So I was like, oh, that sounds about right. I don't know why Ham didn't start Russ in the third quarter. I don't either. He needs to start Russ in the second half, especially with LeBron out. I think he needs to start him in the second half, even with LeBron in. I just think that like you really need Russ's energy badly. Um, he doesn't. He really doesn't. They should give Sean McVay 10 day, right? Uh, I think Walker might be the best trade piece because he's going to bounce next year and teams will want him. I do too. I really do. Like I even made the video earlier about DeMar DeRozan because you could realistically go and do that. You could go and get you could trade for DeMar DeRozan. So you could take Beverly Nunn and Lonnie Walker, attach it first, go get DeMar DeRozan. I'm not saying that they'll do that, but there were a couple reports that came out earlier today of the Lakers are looking to like get players without trading Russ, and DeMar DeRozan was one of those players on that list. So I was like, the only way you'd be able to do that is you have to trade Lonnie. So I was like, that makes sense. So that's why I made the video. Braun already looking at Swider for the next game. Can't really expect much from him on D, but if they play him like Kyle Korver, I think they have a 3-point shooter they need. Yeah, I mean, look, Swider, I don't mind Swider getting a little run here and there. You're not going to be able to play him in the playoffs. And, I don't think we're good enough to, if we were like 7 games over 500 and we were like, third or fourth in the West, sure, bring him in, let him get some run, give him 15 minutes a game, whatever. But we're playing catch up that it's like we can't really afford to try guys out right now. We really can't. We can't afford to like, maybe this guy works, maybe he doesn't. That's my only problem. Eagles will win it all, NFL champs. I mean, they look like it. I don't know. I don't really trust them to do it. Come on, shooting well doesn't win you titles on its face. Ask KD and Kyrie, two of the best shooters in pro basketball. first round exits for KD and Kyrie, and they can't shoot. Another great example that I've mentioned countless times is the Lakers when they won the bubble championship, they only shot 34% from three. They weren't a very good 3-point shooting team at all. Yes, Gary Trent is available and Fred VanVleet. I'm actually working on a video about that, kind of just breaking it down. You wouldn't be able to get both of them, but I think Fred VanVleet is better than, or is a more realistic, not better. I think Gary Trent's better, but I think he's a more likely option than Gary Trent. Like they want unprotected first for Gary Trent, and there are several teams based on reports that want him, and we can't compete with any of those teams if they really do. So unless Gary Trent just wants to go to the Lakers, like if he's like I will only sign an extension with the Lakers or a new contract with the Lakers, then that gives us all the leverage in the world. But I think realistically, I don't think he cares. He's young. He's 23. He just wants to go to a place that's going to give him the most money. And if that's the case, then I don't think the Lakers will get him, although I would love him. He would be great. But Fred could be that guy. If he can get back to being Fred of like, a year or so ago, then that would be legit because he was like a legit 40% 3-point shooter, averaging like 25 a game. Like that's a guy that could come in and be like a solid contributor. And he was solid defensively, all of that stuff. Speaking of NFL, man, the Bills game was so scripted. Leadoff kickoff for 97-yard touchdown. Patriots players were just standing. And I've seen a lot of people talk about that. The third quarter was the closest the Lakers came to winning a quarter without starting Russ. Did you watch the game? It was, but in general, they really do. Like Lakers struggle so bad in the third quarters, so badly in the third quarters. I do think that they need to start Russ in the third. But, I'm not the head coach, so I'm thinking, sorry, my eyes all itchy. I'm thinking this is the Bills year, but I would love to see the Niners and Chiefs as champs. Yeah, I really do. I think it's the Bills year too. So I just, yeah. Look, Niners are another team I would not put past at all. But I do. I think whoever wins between the Chiefs and the Bills, because I do think that they're headed for that showdown at some point. Whoever wins, I think, ends up winning the Super Bowl. I think everyone is rooting for the Bills after last week. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong there. You're not. What else? Man, when an undrafted rookie free agent is your best 3-point shooter, that tells you what we really need more size than anything. Yeah, it's never a good sign, right? It's never something you really want to be the case. Russ wasn't bad. He just had to be better. That's all. Exactly. Like, I've been a huge Russ defender to my own detriment in some cases. But I just, I wanted to see him establish himself better in that game. I wish he would have came out. I mean, look, guys start off to rough starts. He really picked it up, especially in the second half. He was pretty much our only scoring for the most part in the second half. But we needed him to kind of come in and sort of lead the charge in that first half from the jump. That would have been nice. But everyone played bad. And you're playing the best team in the West. You're supposed to lose that game. You're supposed to lose by 30. Man, I get that Jones not playing, but he doesn't cheer or high five players or anything. He is just bad vibes on the bench. Cut him, send him to the G League. Problem is you can't. They signed him to a 2-year deal with the player option, so they're gonna have to try to trade him. To be honest, I don't think TB had a bad game. I don't either. I said earlier that I thought he had a good game. It's just that the point guards are not trying to set him up like Braun does. Rush should have done it, but he kept jacking up breaks majority of the night. Russ feeds TV and winning all the time. Yeah, I mean, most of the big man's points come from Russ. Like Russ assists on I think it was like 70% of Russ's assists come from the big men, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, or Anthony Davis winning Gabriel. And so, I mean, you're talking he's getting 6 to 7 assists a game just between TB and winning. So, I mean, he is the main guy that's given those assists. But I didn't think TB played terribly either. But side thought: if anyone remembers Delroy Lindo, Romeo Must Die. If I were Aiton Sons, I'd take a 23andMe DNA test. I'm gonna have to compare that. I'm gonna have to look at those two. I'm gonna have to look those two up. I really am. I'm gonna have to do that. DeRozan got hurt in the Celtics game. It was a non-contact and looked bad, but then played for another 2 minutes and didn't return. Some kind of knee issue. Hopefully, it's not anything major. If it's not anything major, then because if he did get hurt, then if it's something serious, then there goes that trade. But if it's nothing major, then I don't think it's the end of the world. I want to see if there's something about that real quick. Oh, real quick side question, since I have you all here. What did you guys think of Georgia winning? That game went exactly how I thought. Me and a buddy of mine were talking about it, and I was like, whatever Georgia's line is, I'm hammering it. I was like, TCU's not going to be able to keep up with Georgia. I mean, I didn't think they'd I thought they'd win by like 2 or 3 touchdowns, but I didn't think they'd win by like 40 touchdowns. But hey, I don't see anything yet. I don't see anything yet about it, but I don't know. I have to look it up. I have to look it back up later. But Russ, a great all-time player, but it's not 2017 anymore. Can't expect him to be that guy. Like he's a good role player that has his deficiencies. I mean, he has his good games and his bad games. I mean, he still had a solid game. He still had a good game. It just, like I said, it just wasn't that early established dominance is what I wanted. I mean, I didn't expect him to put up 40 tonight, but I mean, he gave us, 25, 7, and 7, or what did he give us? He gave us, 25, 7, and 7. So, I mean, he had a good game. He shot 48% from the field, so he wasn't awful. It just was early on is when instead of playing catch up, we probably would have had a lead. DeMar with a quad strain. Is that what it is? Okay. So he's going to miss a little time. Sex should have their own playoff specs. They really should. Can't wait till the trade deadline. I wonder what's going to happen then. Dude, I think this is either going to be a crazy, just insane trade deadline because Victor Wembanyama and Scoot and all them and teams are just going to say, okay, let's just trade everybody, or it's going to be very boring. I think either a ton of crazy trades happen and it's just like, boom, or I think it's going to be like, we're going to get like a handful of trades. We won't get any like real blockbusters or anything crazy like that. I don't think it'll be like in the middle where it's like, oh, we got a couple nice trades over here. Oh, DeMar DeRozan went over here, whatever. I think it's just craziness. And you have like 15 teams just selling everything to like all the contenders. And then it's just a race for who can get as much talent, or it's just going to be like, meh. And then that's how it's going to go. TCU head coach talks smack about Georgia's schedule. It's all about the sack. Yeah. Can't talk that smack and then get smacked. I agree with Raymond on this one, and I'm a huge Russ fan. That was a bad first half and help create a wider margin, a little more under control, and maybe it's between 6-10 rather than 14. Yeah, that's basically what I was saying too, is that if he would have established himself early on, we were playing ahead rather than behind, which can make a big difference. Or would have at least been closer. Lakers still only a game and a half out of 6 seed. I don't blame LeBron for resting. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Yeah, look, I'm not really too I don't really care either way. We're there. We've proven we can get there. I still believe we'll get there. So get LeBron some rest. We need him. AD should be coming back soon. So Westbrook stuck in the purgatory of past accomplishments. Get over yourself, Russ. Contribute in other ways before you ruin your legacy. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he did sacrifice everything. So I can't knock him too much. I wished he would have had a better game. That's for sure. USC would have Michigan would have put up a better fight too. Like I think Michigan just went in there and just did what they always did, underperformed, underachieved. But I think Michigan matched up better. I think I kind of wanted Ohio State. Like as soon as I saw TCU win, I was kind of like, I want Ohio State to win because I thought that would have been a better game. That would have been a closer game. But when Georgia ended up pulling that out, I was like, all right, Georgia's going to beat these guys by like 3 touchdowns. And it was even worse than that. Just don't like resting Braun and not resting Russ and Pat on the same night. I prefer all the vets sit when we load manage. It's disrespectful. We need a big ASAP. We can't have Bryant playing 30 to 35 minutes a night because he might get hurt. He's coming from a torn ACL in his first season back. Palinka just wants to get fired at this point. I mean, they're working out, guys. Just none of them are having good. None of them are having good workouts. That's the problem. I think the Lakers should trade Russ while you have a chance. You might be able to get these players in return that you can add for more. I'm not against them trading Russ at all. It's got to be the right deal, though. You can't just trade Russ just to trade Russ. You can't just, here you go. Here's Russ. Like, it's got to make sense because, if you can get like Hornets trade or, a solid Spurs deal or something like that, then yeah, I think you do it. But if you're just trading Russ just to trade Russ, then no, it's not worth it. I am a huge USC supporter, but Utah exposed their Swiss cheese defense. They really did. But USC should not have lost that ball game. They should not have. There's no reason they should have lost to Tulane. It took 15 miracles for that to happen, and it happened. It was insane to me. What I don't get about Russ haters is LeBron goes 0-6 and then shoots his way out, and people talk about his greatness. But when it's Russ sucks. He's old. Yeah, I that drives me crazy too. I can't tell you how many times I've come on here and like criticized LeBron for like just playing terrible, and like everyone's like, oh, da da da, and everyone has all these excuses, and it's like, well, okay. And then Russ comes on, and my thing is, if we're gonna be fair, let's be fair. Like if Russ has a bad game, okay, fine. Like he had a bad game. You know what I mean? He's bad, right? He had a bad game, right? Okay, that's fine. Let's criticize that. But like if LeBron, you can't like. Well, LeBron's 38, like that. He's still being paid like the best player on the planet. He's still playing like he's not 38. I don't care if he's 55. If he's still putting up great numbers and he's playing and he's being paid like he's the best player on the planet, you need to perform as such, Russ is not getting traded this season. I promise you. Don't ever say never, but I don't think he is either. Personally, I don't think he will either, but yeah, stranger things have happened. Sleeper target for the Lakers should be Alec Burke, 6'6 with 6'10 wingspan, can defend, score all 3 levels, and shoot an insane 45% for 3, and could head for a second, I think. Yes, I would actually love that. So, like, I wouldn't mind at all. Like, if we did Patrick Beverley, Kendrick Nunn, and Lonnie Walker, I think we have to throw in, like, a Damian Jones or something like that, which wouldn't be a big deal. If we could get Alec Burke and Boyan, that would just be chef kiss. Like, that would be amazing. Because I'm pretty sure that would put us where we need to be. Because now you got your starting shooting guard for the next several seasons, and you got your small forward. They're getting Lonnie Walker in an unprotected first. Boom, there you go. Like if the Lakers could pull something like that off, I would be all for that. Everyone thinks they got a shot, so there might not be a ton of moves. That could be a real possibility too. Free Russ. Like I said, I don't mind it as long as it's the right trade. You can't just trade him just to trade him. I heard that report too. 114 million, which is insane. Like if he turned that money down, he's crazy to think he's going to get more than that. I don't see a team paying more than that. Like I don't even see a team paying that. I mean, Bread's nice, but he ain't that nice, and he's coming off of a bad year. So. I shouldn't say that bad. He's having an okay season, but he's not playing 114 million extension. Russ's legacy is fine. How are the Suns doing without deep book? CP3 is also losing games. Yeah. After tonight's game, it should be Texas Baptist Church because they just got baptized. At this point, we can only hope that nothing bad happens to anyone on the roster. 80 is scheduled to return next week. Just rest the main stars and make the final push once 80 is back. I mean, I can understand it. As long as we're all that matters, as long as we're healthy, going to the playoffs healthy, we're good, and I think we have a good chance. Is Burks expiring? He is. So, but we'd have his bird right, so we could extend him. Fred said he wanted Tyler Hero deal. Fred is not in Hero's level. I agree. He's not getting that money. It's going to be insane come trade deadline. Too many players are at the end of the contract. Spurs, Hornets, and Utah, Indy, Wizards, Suns, Lakers, etc. I think it is too. I really do too. I think it's going to be crazy. 2 years on Burks deal, yes, but doesn't he have? Isn't it like a team option? Yeah, let's look that up. It's either I know he can be a free agent this year. What is his contract? He signed and average, including 3 years. So you got a 3-year deal. But what was, because I think his contract, I don't want to do that. So yes, so he has why doesn't it say whether, maybe he's not. Oh yeah, so he does have a club option. Okay. So yeah, so he does have a club option. So the Lakers could keep him or let him go. Did you see that video of JJ McCarthy's dad and his girlfriend? Yeah, where he's like low key creeping, like trying to like grope his son's girlfriend. What are you doing, dude? Like you're on national. You're the biggest game. You're the parent of like the quarterback. Like you don't think you're gonna be on camera? Like I wish I was like a fly in that family's room. You know, he probably said something like, "Oh, well, like, I wasn't doing that. That's not what I was doing." Sure, buddy. Lakers are actually just a couple two-way wins from being a powerhouse in the West. The West is so wide open. I agree. You should all join me in my Laker hostile takeover. That was great, Raymond. So if Cousins never worked out, it's going to be Zeller. Possibly. That or they just keep working out. Like they could still work out Whiteside. They could still work out what's his name? Why am I blanking on his name? Played for Utah. Somebody help me. I'm blanking on his name. Center. Played for Utah for several years. Anyway, it'll come to me, or somebody will mention it. But yeah, there's still a couple centers that they can work out. So we'll see. Derek Favors. Thank you. Oh, you answered it for me. There you go. Thank you. Yes, Derek Favors. Man. Excuse me. Almost out of water. Man, a perfect player I wish the Lakers had is Mikal Bridges on the Suns. Oh, that would be wonderful. That would be absolutely wonderful. I had thought about Burks as I have been focused more on the youngsters like Reddish, Bay, Williams. Oh, I hadn't thought about Burks, but that's not bad for next season. 10 to 13 million for a shooter like that isn't awful. Not at all. I think he has a really good contract. And like I said, if you do Lonnie Walker, Patrick Beverley, Kendrick Nunn, and then I think you have to throw in like a JTA or Damian Jones. You might not even have to, but I think you'd have to throw in one of those two. That gets you Boyan and Burks, because yeah. So if they could do that, that would be perfect. I just hope Lakers can beat the Mavs and Sixers next 2 games. I hope so too. I am with you. Just a horrible day after this Knicks loss. I needed a winning parlay to get out of my financial problems and mild starvation, and they choked. I just want to drink a lot. My wife cheated on me today. Well, dang. But I'm keeping a winning mindset. All the best gamblers say that you should keep going. I think that if I sell my job, don't do all that, okay? Don't do all that, David. I don't know if you're just joking or if you're being serious, but if you're being serious, absolutely do not. Absolutely do not. I'm down for a hostile takeover. If Russ goes, he's going to have CP3 type year with CP3 got burned from Houston to OKC. Everyone was hating on him. Like people were hating on Russ. Everyone thought CP3 bought out and he balled. I really think Russ is going to ball wherever he goes. I really think if Russ ends up getting bought out or traded or whatever, or signs with a new team next year, I really think you're going to see like triple-double Russ all over again. Shooter 2.0 in the works. I'm going to be on the lookout for a Fred meme soon. Yeah. Let's see. We can agree to disagree there. Oh, it's to Raymond. What's wrong with Whiteside? What's he doing? Getting 86, the touchy with teammates. I have no idea. I mean, it's his attitude and just his laziness at times. But I mean, I think it's at least worth a shot. It doesn't hurt, and maybe he got a big piece of humble pie now that he's like, not playing. That could really be a humbling experience for you. So I don't know. I hope so. But I don't know. We'll see. And thank you, Butt Kicker. I appreciate that. Should the UFC fire Dana White? I mean, for who? No, I don't agree with what he did. Like that was insane to me. But it's his job. His job's his job. And I don't think so. My preference for value in exchange for K9 is Seth Curry. He's at $8 million unexpiring contract. He's literally perfect. And LeBron loves him some Curry. Dude, I would absolutely love that. I don't see that happening, but if that ever was a possibility, I would be on that. Do you think the Nets are a top 3 contender behind Celtics and Bucks? I want to say yes. I do think they are. I just don't really see them. I don't know. I just don't believe in them. It's one of those things I can't believe in you until you prove to me otherwise. I mean, the same thing with the Clippers. I mean, you can make an argument on paper. The Clippers are the best team in the league, right? It's just, but they just can never get anything done. So I can't believe that you're going to do something until you actually do it. I have heard nothing about the Knicks trading to LA. The Knicks are focused on Zach. I don't blame them if they are. I really think that they would. Does Whiteside hold his hand on the 30 seconds? So when he smacks teammates' butts, play baseball, can't hold the bus back too long. He's just giving him the eye. Okay, leaving the chat 42 in the chat, still 2 likes. Tyler busting his ass to bring you content, and you can't press the like button. Take yourself to Lakers Nation. Give Trevor your likes. I'm orange. Well, thank you, Raymond. I really appreciate that. Yes, like the video. Please take a second to like the video if you haven't liked the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Can I get a handful of subscribers? Can I get 8 subscribers? That'd be wonderful. We're at 6932. I would be wonderful. I'd really appreciate that. So take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're going to power through these questions, and then I'm going to get on out of here. Whiteside for 10 minutes a game as a shot blocker rebounder could actually be very useful. I agree. I think you can play him on that, but yeah, hey, I would be all for it. No, stay away from Marcus All. Please. I had enough of him. He probably struggling to run. Yeah. I may be the only one here who feels this way, but I am actually happy the way the Lakers played. They played hard and didn't get blown out. We were talking about it earlier. I wish guys would have stepped up more, but they've been working their tail off to try to get back in the climb. You're gonna have the good name. You're gonna have the good games and the bad games. It happens. No, I don't really think you're the only one. Pau Gasol would force Mark to play for the Lakers. In fact, I was nuts about the 5 duo of it was money. Yeah, I was too. When we got Gasol and Harrell, I was like, man, that's gonna be nice. And it wasn't. It just wasn't. Let's see. Lakers Nation number 1. Facts. I'm with you, Tommy. I am with you, Tommy. I am with you. But anyway, I'm at the end of the chat. I appreciate all of you so very much for hanging out with me. Again, hit that subscribe button if you haven't hit that subscribe button. Help me grow this. Yes, like May said, please subscribe. if you like this man. Yes, please. I'd greatly appreciate it. And yeah, hit that subscribe button. Oh, wait, Shay said, do you think the channel is not growing at the same rate or pace as before? No, it is. It's I actually the last like since the first, I'm averaging about like 40 subscribers a day, something like that, which is about average. See, the thing is like when I first started, I got like 3,000 subs in like a month and some change, and then ever since then it's been like 40 subs a day. So I've actually been very consistent in like my subscriber count. I wasn't even at 6,900 when we did the last live stream, and now I'm at 69.32 or whatever. So I mean, I'm getting like anywhere from like 40 to 50 subs a day. It's just it's steady growth, and not just that, but it's kind of stagnant right now. Like I believe if like say tomorrow the Lakers make a trade. I'm not saying they will. Let me clarify, but like let's say tomorrow the Lakers make a trade, then I absolutely think I'll get like a bunch of views and a bunch of subscribers because that's just how it works. Right now, it's kind of dead. I'm still getting subscribers. I'm still trying to push it out. So, would I like it to grow faster? Of course. If I could get 1,000 subs a day, I would love that. But I understand it's a grind. It's a process. But anyway, again, I appreciate all of you so very much for hanging out with me and all that stuff. You guys are all awesome. And yeah, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on your way out if you haven't done either yet. And I will see you all